Hello again, my friend, and welcome back to my studio. Well, this is the third season of our show, and I can't tell you how good it feels to be here. And I think I have something very new and exciting. We're going to be painting on some dark canvases this time around, and I've got one today. We're also going to be painting what I think is going to be our very first portrait. So that's going to be pretty exciting in itself. I want to invite you to go ahead and grab a cool or a hot drink, whatever gets you, and just sit back, relax, and see what we got here. And well, maybe after we're done, you can go ahead and give this one a try for yourself, or maybe you just want to enjoy this. Whatever you want, go right ahead. I think that, well, you know how we always do things. We like to go ahead and paint the sky first. It's always a good idea to go ahead and paint the sky and then the middle ground, or maybe not even the middle ground, just the foreground. Anyway, enough yakking. Let's go ahead and just, get in here. Tell you what I want to do. I want to go ahead and I'll pull out some. I'll get some of my ultramarine blue here. While I'm working, all the names of the colors are going to be flashing across the screen. What I'm using here is a 2-inch natural hair brush. I use natural hairs because they look a little better when you paint with them. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and using crisscross strokes like this. I'm just going to use big old X strokes with my 2-inch brush here. And I'm going to go most of the way down the canvas, maybe to about like right here, about halfway or so. And as I go down, I'm going to add more white. Yeah, there it goes. You know what this is? This is the easy peasy way to go ahead and paint your sky. This is also an interesting way to go ahead and try to compete with a black canvas. You know, colors, they have a way of looking really vivid when you pop them in like this over a dark canvas. The colors really show up. Really. You want to go lower than you think you have to. Much lower than you think you have to. In fact, if you think you've gone low enough, you probably haven't, so I'm going to go a little lower. You know, that's one of the themes of the show, is that you always want to go a little bit further than you think you should. Okay. So that's what I always do. I go a little bit further than I think I should. I'm going to add a little bit of white and go all the way down here. Okay. Now maybe up here, I want to add a little bit of the ultramarine up in the sky like this. Okay. So I'm going to do some more crisscross strokes like this. I'll add more ultramarine to the top. Because you know what? You know it's a good idea? You always want to start in the corners here. Okay. So I'll take my ultramarine. I'll start in the corners just like this. And I'll crisscross stroke my way down. Alright? What you're doing is making it a little darker at the top than at the bottom. You always want to make it darker at the top than the bottom, because that makes it, well, it gives it a little bit more depth. It makes it look a little bit more like, hey, we're actually outside. Because you notice if you ever look up, the sky's a lot darker then, because the color is getting more intense. And over in the distance, where we see all this whiteness here, there's all these particles in the air and everything, and they kind of block all the light that would normally get through. Okay, let's go ahead and set our brush that we just used down here, and let's get a little piece of our paper towel, because we got some drips going on. My chrome yellow is getting a little messy. Yeah, let me go ahead and clean that up. There it goes. There it goes. And then we got some red up here that's kind of going renegade. All that alizarin crimson chrome yellow. Boy, they sure do know how to throw a wrench in things, don't they? Okay, let's go ahead and take our 1-inch brush, and we'll start putting some clouds in. You know what I might do? I might take a little bit of, just a little bit of the vermilion here. Just a little bit. Not much, just a touch. Okay, see, even that's a lot. That's a lot. All right, and I'll pull that white down. Now I have this little area here where I pull the white down, so you can see that I can mix colors in here. I don't actually put the brush into the white there, because I want to keep the white pretty clean. All right, so we got this white here with just the lightest touch of vermilion. I wasn't sure if I was going to use this color this time, but I have. And what you can do to create clouds is you can just kind of scrub them in like this. That's all you got to do, just like that. Yeah. That's all you got to do. Alright, and then once you feel like you need a little bit more, you go ahead and get a little bit more. That's all there is to it. And you let the brush dance. Because clouds are free, right? Yeah, they're very free. I'm running out of paint again. I'll go over here and maybe this is kind of a cloudy day. What do you say? What do you say? I don't know. Maybe we got, okay, there, see, got all kinds of clouds just kind of happening, and then we'll just throw this one right here, there's that look good. Oh yeah, doesn't look like much yet, but it's gonna look like something in a second. Okay, so what we can do now is maybe get the lightest touch of alizarin with that ultramarine, lightest touch of alizarin with the ultramarine, and we'll get just a little bit down in the cloud there. Then maybe, I don't know, maybe we got kind of a stormy day happening. What do you say? Okay, we'll go in and maybe put some bottoms on this cloud with a little bit of violet, and maybe this person is going to be walking through some stormy clouds, waiting to rain on their day. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get home. If they're just gone to the old 7-Eleven and gotten themselves a Slurpee, and here, let me put my palette down. Let me set this brush aside, because we gotta do a few things here. Let's go ahead and, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my 2-inch brush here. These are mentioned natural hairs. This is very important because the natural hairs don't streak as much. They create color that looks a little bit better, I feel. You can use synthetic brushes if you want, and they work okay, but I like the natural hairs much, much better. I feel they work much, much better. Okay, now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna floof this. We're gonna give it a floof. We're going to flip the clouds, and we're going to do it in a circular motion, kind of like this. Imagine where the light's coming from, and make those. Yeah, you can make those noises if you want. You don't want to do it straight up. Don't do it straight up, or else it's gonna look a little funny. Yeah, sometimes funny paintings are okay, but yeah, I don't know. It depends how you feel. Yeah, imagine clouds, floating free, going every which way. Alright, now, just the lightest touch. Go down into those clouds there. Go down to the bottom and give it a little misty. Give it a mist. Give it a little misty poo. There you go. Okay. That's all there is to it. You don't have to make them real detailed or anything. You don't have to make them real detailed. Okay, now after you've done that, go all the way across. All the way across. Very lightly, very lightly, very lightly. Like a whisper across the wind. There it goes. There. And that's all you really need. Now, let's go ahead and let's clean off our 2-inch brushes, because we might need those again. Alright, now in my bucket here, got a 5-gallon bucket filled with odorless turpentine. It's very important. I use odorless turpentine, not real turpentine. Real turpentine doesn't work so well for this. It gets all sticky and it's really flammable, and it's just too many problems. So I use the odorless turpentine. Okay. So I wrote down a grading at the bottom to get all the paint off. Then I wipe the edges on the side of the bucket here. I give it a good bang just to clear off any excess. And now I show it who's boss. Okay. Show it who's boss. Never gets old, I'll tell you. And then take the paper towels and give it a wipe down. There you go. It's ready to paint again. It's ready to paint. You gotta show these brushes. You gotta show these brushes who's boss. I'm telling you, they got a mind of their own if you don't show them who's boss. These brushes, man. They conspire against you, I swear. The brushes, the paints, they all got other plans. They want to keep you from painting, but you're not gonna let them. Well, that time I banged the brush and then I wiped it on the edge. You can do it either way, whichever. Showed who's boss. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. I cannot lie. Okay, that's all clean. Now, let's take our 1-inch over here that we were using. Clean that off. Give the old wipe down. We're just about ready to paint now. There we go. So we got ourselves some clean brushes. That's really all there is to it. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ground now. We're not going to have any water today. So maybe we want to take our 2-inch brush again. And this time I feel, what do I feel? I feel I'm going to get just a little bit of the, I'm going to get a little bit of ultramarine, and I'm going to get a lot of the lizard in here. I'm going to get a little, just the lightest touch, the lightest touch, the lightest touch of phthalo green, okay? And these colors together, you can do all kinds of wonderful things with them. What I'm really looking to do right here is just to create some ground. So I'm going to make mostly alizarin crimson on this one. It's going to be very reddish with a hint of violet. And just a touch of the phthalo green to tone it down a bit. And then here's what we're going to do. We're going to go right across, maybe right here. You know, we're going to maybe, there's going to be some foliage up in here, I think. Actually, we could probably go all the way. We could probably go all the way up here. There it goes. You know what we're doing? We're just kind of using this big old brush to tap in a few things. That's all we're doing. And notice when I'm tapping, the bristles are bending up. What that does is it creates this nice foliage effect when the bristles bend up, because the bristles will tend to create all these random patterns and things like that. It's just nice. It's real nice to have, and it's a real easy way of painting. Okay. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. We got our dark down. Isn't that handy? Yeah, that's handy, all right. It's a lot easier than anything else, right? That's right. Okay. Well, maybe we can go ahead and we'll take our palette knife here, and let's go. What do you think we should do for the sand? Ooh, I have an idea. Let's go ahead and just take a little bit of the chrome yellow here, and take some of that chrome yellow, and we'll get it up there. And I'm thinking about what I want to do next. What do I want? Well, we don't want too bright a color, so we'll get the alizarin, but not too much. Not too much. I might have gotten too much. I don't know. Here. You know what we can do? We can pull this white color into what we're doing, and we can even use some of this blue color just to tone it down a little bit. We can use this white to get a pretty good idea of what's happening with our color here. Maybe we want some more yellow on this. You think? Yeah, maybe we do. Yeah, I'll take some of that over here. I'll get some more yellow in there. Yeah. We want this to be a very yellow color, I think. Yeah. I think that'd be real nice. Now, what we do when we paint sand is we kind of just... There's a couple different ways we can do it. One of the ways I can do it is I can go in with my palette knife and treat it like it's stone. What we do when we're painting stones is we can go in with a very light touch. Okay, there it goes. What we're looking for is kind of a marbled yellow color, all right? Yeah. I think we just about found it here. Let's get a little bit more yellow on this. Man, I just cannot get enough yellow in here. Yeah. That's a problem. We have a lot. Ooh, we got ourselves a little hair. There's one for the bingo card. I don't know if you've been watching for a while, but we got ourselves a little bit of a bingo card here on here. Here on this show. What I mean by that is there's a list of things that happen every episode, and we just kind of imaginary. We use our imagination to check the list a little bit and see. Well, he got a hair in the paint, and well, he got himself some. He got paint on his shirt again. You know, just a list of things that happen every episode. Like I get paint on myself, or hair gets in the paint, or you know, I have a hard time painting something and stuff like that. Here. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna imagine that maybe. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go across like this. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to go across just like this. There. And sometimes we can even do some nice things doing it this way. You know, the canvas is still very dry. You want to have as little paint as possible on your dark layer when you do this. That way it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to go in and paint all these little things. And just scrape it across and let the texture take over. Okay. Maybe you got some nice texture in there from the sand and everything. And, okay. Maybe the sand is going every which way like this. And I don't know. Yeah, you got all kinds of crazy things. It doesn't really matter. Right in the middle here. Right in the middle here, you're gonna have some different things going on. So don't get too crazy with this. You can do whatever you want, kind of in the middle here. Like it doesn't matter. All right. Now a lot of this we're going to blend out. We're going to blend some of this out. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's set our paint knife aside. Actually, let's go ahead and get some of this over on this little section right here. Just because, you know, you never know when we might want to reuse some colors. Always that off chance we might want to reuse something. Okay, let's go in with our 2-inch brush here and just soften things up a little bit. Okay, soften it up a little bit because there's not going to be much to see here. All right. There it goes. Now we got some pretty soft sand. We might even pull it up in here a little bit, you know. Yeah. Why not? Because there's going to be a little bit of ground there that we're going to need to form in a second. Here, I got another little drip on my palette. Oh boy. Hey, Chrome Yellow, we got ourselves another mutiny on the palette, don't we? Yeah, Chrome Yellow's got other ideas. Boy, this painting's going to be a tough one, isn't it? I don't know. Here, actually, let me go ahead and get a different brush for this because I got an idea that I think is going to work a little better. Let's get out our fan brush because we got some things that we need to do. Let's go ahead and I'm going to take the ultramarine, the alizarin, and a little bit of the phthalo green, and those colors together. This is going to be real simple, okay? Real simple. Now imagine that we got some like bushy things in here, okay? Imagine we got some bushy things. What I want this to be is a little bit more heavy on the ultramarine and the phthalo green. Mostly ultramarine. It's going to be real heavy on the ultramarine. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, we got all kinds of bushes over here, and they're kind of creeping on over here. There it goes. And every time you run out of paint, you can go in and get a little bit more over here. Like maybe we got some things that kind of, there they go. There. Let's get some more paint. Every time if you ever run out, you can go ahead and mix them up again. It doesn't really matter if you run out and have to mix them up again. As a rule, you want to mix up more paint than you think you need, but you don't have to. You don't have to. You can go as far as you want. You can, here. This is what we're going to do right here. There it goes. Okay. There. That's about all there is to that. This is just background noise is what this is. Okay. There you go. All right. Now, let's put that brush aside because it's a little dirty. And when we've got a dirty brush, we can put it aside till we have to clean everything. Okay? Now look at all this. Look at all this. What are we going to do with all this, I wonder? Well, we're going to get some of that chrome yellow. We're going to get a little chrome yellow. And we're going to take some of that color from the middle and mix it into the chrome yellow now. But this is going to be just mostly chrome yellow because this is going to be kind of a, ooh, it's going to be kind of a desert scene almost. Let's get just a touch of vermilion in here. Yeah, just a touch. You don't want to overdo it on the vermilion. In fact, we can just get a little bit more, just a smidge more. There, we got a smidge more right there. Check that out. That's cool. Notice how I pull the color toward the palette. If you pull it toward the edge, you're going to probably get some paint on your shirt. Just FYI on that one. And notice how I'm pulling, and I got this whole big wad of paint on the edge of my knife. Or not my knife, but my brush. I call it a knife. No, it's not a knife. Here. Now, let's go ahead. And the light is going to be coming from the right. Alright, so we'll go right about here. And then, alright. So we got that. Okay, that's already done. That's done. Alright. Now we can pick up some more paint. And now we're going to highlight this other little side right here. Now just think about shapes and all that. What can you do here? What can you do? Okay? Maybe that's another one you got. Okay? You don't have to worry about that anymore. We probably should have started at the top. Yeah, that probably wouldn't have been a good idea, but, you know, whatevs. Whatevs. Okay. Now allow some separation in your foliage here. Allow a little bit of separation, okay? Now right here, on this side, let me get a little bit more vermilion in there. You can go ahead and add some more vermilion to your taste. Maybe I want a little bit more on this time, so I can get some flavor over on this side. Maybe I want to add a little bit of something in there. Okay. There, that's all I want. Then over in here, let's go ahead and do this. Remember, when you put this color down, allow the bristles to bend up a little bit. Then get some fresh color and go in. Okay. All right. Now you've got some color. Go ahead and let it spill on there. It's all good. We also could have used a fan brush to highlight this, but we didn't. Here's what I'm going to do. That's all there is to that. See, got some foliage in the background now. That's nice. That's nice. All right. Now, what we want to do is we're going to take our palette knife, our little palette knife. We're going to take our little palette knife now, and we're going to create some houses real quick. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a little bit of, ooh, that was a lot actually. Didn't mean to take quite that much. Let's take a little bit of the ultramarine, some of the alizarin crimsons, and some of the fatal green. And before we do anything else, we got this color all mixed up. We got more than enough right now. We got enough to do all kinds of stuff. This is just a basic mix that we use to do pretty much everything. It's kind of great that way, isn't it? Yeah, I'll say. Okay, we got this color right here. Let's just go ahead and wipe this on it, on the far edge, because we can use that to make some new colors and stuff. Okay. Now, besides that, let's wipe this off, because we gotta scrape a little bit of paint off here. Let's go ahead and let me scrape off a little bit of this. There. So I'm making kind of a mess of things right now, but it's going to be all good in the end. It's going to be all good. All right. We're going to save that big old knife because we're going to use that to highlight things. Now, what I'm going to do, and we might want to add a little bit more alizarin crimson there. There we go. We're going to pull this out, cut a little roll of paint, and then we're gonna very carefully, I say, make these shapes. We're just making some houses, and they're not going to be real complicated houses. They're just going to be simple houses. Maybe this one kind of comes over this way and stops right about there. And ooh, we got this one over here that comes down. It's got a roof right there, and this is maybe the garage and stuff. And I don't know. this one a little bigger, just to compensate for what I just did there. Yeah, you can go ahead and make these any size you want. It's all good. It's all good. Remember, it's just background noise when you're painting a portrait like this. Funny how we're not even at the portrait yet, right? I know. Don't worry, we still got lots of time. We got all kinds of time, and we can go ahead and wipe that off. And you want to be careful wiping off your. You want to be careful wiping off your knife. You want to try to get as much paint off of there as you can. Watch those edges. There. All right, I'd say that's probably clean enough. I think we got it. I'm probably a little bit more aggressive than I need to be sometimes, but better to be too aggressive than not aggressive enough. Okay, let's take maybe some of the. Let's take some of the color that we were using right over here. Okay, we got that. And you know what? You know what? Let's add some alizarin crimson. Here, there it goes. All right. All right. What we're looking for is kind of a violet-ish color. You know what? Maybe I'm going to look for a brown instead. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Okay, we got ourselves a nice looking brown color here. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more alizarin on this. And there. Just a touch of white to liven things up. Okay. Now maybe right about here. Maybe right about here. It's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of a roof. Okay. There it goes. And maybe we want to add a little bit of blue in here to tone this down. We'll just add some of that dark mix that we were using. Okay, and then we can add a little bit of alizarin to shift it back toward the way that we want it to go. Okay, and we'll add some of the orange color too. There. Okay, let me add some of this yellow. Some of the red. A little bit more red. And a little bit more yellow. There it goes. Whew, got a lot of color on there, don't we? Yeah, we do. Here, we'll just take another round of color right there. There. Actually, let's go ahead right up to the edge. Because what we can do is we can paint a little bit of a highlight on top of that. Alright? Alright. We got more color than we definitely got more color than we think we need here. Let me scrape some of that on the edge there. Clean some of this off. There it goes. Let's go ahead now and get a little bit of yellow, just a little bit of the chrome yellow here, right up here, just the chrome yellow, and we'll take it into a little bit of white, okay, to lighten things up. And remember that yellow is the lightest color other than white. Ooh, I got a little bit of a bristle in my paint. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it happens. Okay. And what I can do is I can pull that paint out. I can pull my white out, just like I've been doing. Okay. And then I can go in here. And I can go right up to the edge. There. Just like that. Okay, we got that. Let's wipe that on the edge there. Then wipe our knife again. Got ourselves like a 4-tone house here, don't we? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Okay. And I want to go ahead and mix some of my color back up with that yellow, because I want kind of a dull, earthy looking yellow color here. And I'm going to go down right in here. Okay. Right in there. That's the way. I want to take it all the way over here. There it goes. Now let's wipe some of this color off. Ooh, I got some paint on my fingers. There's another one for the bingo card. Boy. Just once I would like to get through an episode of this show without getting any paint on my fingers, but you know, keep dreaming there. I'll never be able to do that in my life, I swear. Here, let's just take the flat edge of the knife. Take our flat edge like this little flat edge. We got 2 edges on a knife like this. This is why these knives are so useful, because they got a big edge and they got a small edge, and we just take the small edge now and create a little door there, and we'll create a little window over here. That's just our shadow color, right? Okay. We can keep drawing with that even. Yeah. If it feels like things are getting a little too thick sometimes. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead now, and I feel like we want to add some of the color that we've been using to this, and we're going to add a little bit of blue. Okay. Alright, I'm going to add some white, just a little white. A little white. Okay. I want this to be kind of a greenish color, alright? Alright, now we got enough of that. Let's go in here. I'm going to just go in with that color like this. Alright? Now we can add even more of that dark color in to tone it down. Okay. And then we can create ourselves a nice little shadow like that. There it goes. Paint got a little thick there. That happens sometimes. Alright. Now, last thing we want to do, maybe take that, maybe you can take some of that paint over there, bring it back over here, because it is getting a little thick, alright? It is getting a little thick. Alright. Let's take all the paint that we've been mixing so far and mix up a nice light hue for the roof. And we'll just take some of this color that we've been using over here, add a little bit of white to that, and see how it looks. Oh, that's not looking too bad at all. That's looking like a mighty nice color, okay? Now, one of the key rules of painting is to add a little bit more than you think you need. So I'm going to add a little bit more white than I think I need, which I just did, okay? I'm going to smear that out, got a little roll off, just like that, okay? I'm going to start at the top here, and I'm going to go down right in here, okay? Just like that. Okay. There it goes. Alright. And let that paint be marbled. Let it be marbled. Okay. Now we got ourselves a nice little facade there of a house. Okay. Now let's go in with our 1-inch brush and a little bit of the vermilion. Add it to the chrome yellow. And if you want, you can add a little bit of white too, just to brighten things up. Whatever. And then right in here, we'll just, you know, you can cover up some things. That's all there is to that. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and clean off our materials, because we're going to need some clean stuff soon. So let's go ahead and open up our bucket, clean off this old brush. Okay. Now what I want to do is tear off a piece of the paper towel, because boy, that is messy. Boy, imagine wiping your brush on that. That's just going to get it all dirty again. It's the last thing you want. No, thank you. I like my paintings, well, as clean as possible. I don't know about all the way clean. That's one 2-inch brush clean. Here. There it goes. Ready to paint again. Let's take care of our 1-inch brush again. Well, the other 1-inch brush. Alright. This one's ready to report for action once more. It's like they're in the service, right? Yeah. It does feel like that sometimes when you're painting, like you got a whole army of brushes. This is your platoon. Are they ready to report for action? I don't know. Are they? Both 2-inch brushes are ready. Now we gotta get our fan brush ready, because we got that nice and dirty, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Oh man, this fan brush is a really underrated brush. You gotta try it out sometime. I swear. I swear. Okay. Make sure you get it all cleaned off. If it gets paint dried on it, it's not gonna be fun. You always want to be sure to clean off all your brushes the best you can. Get as much paint off them as you can. Little hummingbird. That's what I call when it beats on the easel like that very lightly. Barely makes a sound. But it's so much fun. Little hummingbird. Okay, let's go ahead and clean off our. Let's go ahead and set down this palette. Let's set down this whole palette. And ooh, we got a lot of paint on that big old knife, don't we? Yeah. And if you got lots of paint on the big old knife, go ahead and smear some of it on the end of the palette, where we can take a little bit of the mud color, which is just all our colors mixed together, and then we can go ahead and have some fun with them. Alright, now what I want to do here is I want to make some plans, because I'm going to scrape out a few things, okay? I want to take off just a few things that I got going on here, okay? Like that. Arm is going to go all the way over here. We're planning out what this person's going to look like, alright? I might even want to keep my roll of paper towels nearby, just so I can scrape off this extra paint. Because you know what I tell you, you want to keep as little paint as possible on here, so that when you put the dark on, it doesn't get all mixed up with all this other color. It goes on much smoother. Now it's going to get mixed in regardless, but you just want the process to be a little easier. Okay. Now we're looking for the portrait of this woman. You know, the breast is going to go right about there. Yeah. And her shoulder is going to be right about right there, maybe somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. Okay. Neck's going to go in here. Okay. Maybe the shoulder rises a little bit right here. Maybe it's getting all hunched with age and stuff, and maybe it's kind of crossing over right there. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe the shoulder goes a little further this way. I don't know. Maybe it does. Now let's look for her head. Where's her head going to be? Where's Louise's head going to be? That's what I call her, Louise. Okay. Now, we're not looking for any real big commitments right now. We're just looking for some ideas. Like maybe right up here. Yeah, sometimes people got bigger heads than you think they do, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. But sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. Okay. ourselves something nice here, I think. Maybe we'll go out all the way this way. Okay. And of course, if we make any mistakes, we can go ahead and make some corrections and all that. Because, you know, I don't just show you how to paint stuff, I show you how to correct. In case you make any mistakes. Because we all make them. We're human. Even though I'm painting this right now, I make mistakes here and there. But that's the thing. I just ride with it. And I keep going. And once I get everything all figured out, then I'll say to myself, okay. I guess now we can go ahead and make some corrections. There's no shame in making corrections. You probably just want to look at the big picture first. I always stress that you want to look at the big picture. Look at the big picture, and you'll see your composition. And what I mean by that is that you want to get all the pieces all together before you start worrying about all the little stuff. Like maybe all the foliage here, who cares? We just want to get it in there, and we want to get it in roughly the right place. Because once you get in roughly the right place, it's a lot easier to start worrying about all that little stuff. Now, what I'm going to do with this mix here, I think I want to get a lot of alizarin crimson on this. And I think, you know what else? I'm going to get a lot of ultramarine. Okay. I want lots of alizarin crimson and lots of ultramarine blue on this. There we go. We're looking for kind of a reddish violet color. Reddish violet, middle violet, somewhere in there. I'm just adding a little bit of phthalo green to keep it dull. We got lots of paint here, so we're not going to run out. There's no fear of that. Like I tell you, always mix more than you think you need. Hey, look at all that color. Look at that. That's ridiculous. That's too much. Things you never thought you'd hear me say, huh? Yeah, I know. Okay. Now we're going to smear this color all the way down and all the way across. And we're not going to pay much attention to texture or things like that. We're mostly looking for shapes. Think of all the big shapes. Think of all the shapes of this person that you want to paint. Maybe you don't want to paint the same person I do. Maybe you want to do your own kind of person. Well, if you want to do your own kind of person, that's actually really cool. But if you want to copy what I'm doing, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Because sometimes the best way to learn is just to copy what someone else has done. Because then, even then, you learn things. You pick things up, okay? Now, it's not important how thin or thick the paint is here. We're looking to get this dark color down, all right? All right. There. Okay. There it goes. Now, let's look up above and look at the shapes here. Like maybe we got a shape that's kind of crawling up in there. Just to make things a little bit more fun today, I decided I was going to paint an elderly person. Which is why some of these shapes might look a little odd. They might look a little odd, but if they do, that's why. If they do, that's why. Because I decided to paint someone who's a little older. And Louise has seen some things. She's been around a while. But she's an interesting person to talk to. And she's very nice. And she just happens to be on vacation this time. She's just out taking a walk. She's out taking a walk, admiring all that the country has to offer. Admiring all of nature. Seeing what the world can bring to her. And what she can bring to the world. That's right. All right. Now that we got all that, we can go ahead and we can take our palette and maybe scrape a little bit off and just rub a little bit of that back into that mix. That old mud mix that we got there. Yeah, that mud mix is going to do us a lot of good. Okay. And any extra that we got, we can just rub it all off. All on this roll of paper towels here. That's all there is to that. Okay. Now, let's take our 1-inch brush and start pulling all this paint around because we want to smooth this out. We want to smooth this out. We don't want this to be too thick. Not too thick. In fact, we can go ahead and pull this color up into all these areas where we weren't necessarily planning on. Like maybe the head needs to go a little bigger, like right up here. Maybe it needs to go to right about there, right? Okay. There. There it goes. There it goes. Chin. Maybe the chin is right about there. I don't know. Okay. Find all that thick paint that you might have and smooth it out. Smooth it out. Because if you don't smooth it out, it's going to be much harder to paint on. Okay? Okay. Now let's... There it goes. Alright. What do you think? What do you think? You think we should go a little bit? Think we should go a little higher here? A little higher? Yeah, maybe a little higher. A little higher. There it goes. There's Louise. Searching for Louise. That's what this is. We're searching for her silhouette. This is the first step in painting a nice portrait, I feel, is finding just the right silhouette. I'll find just the right one. She's wearing a little bit of a visor, too. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you could tell, but she is. Okay. Now we got ourselves a nice outline there. Let's go ahead and start thinking about all the flesh colors we're gonna get. Okay. I'm getting a little too excited. I know. What can I say? All right. Let's take some of this color right here, and we can scrape some of this off and just throw it aside right there, because we don't know. We might need it again. Who knows? Who knows? What I want to get right now, what I want to get is a little bit of that vermilion. Yeah, a little bit of that vermilion. And then some of that chrome yellow. Actually, a lot of that chrome yellow. Okay? And we're going to search for a flesh color. We're going to search for a flesh color. This is going to need to be a little bit vibrant, so maybe we'll want a lot of the vermilion. A lot of the vermilion. Okay? Maybe the color is going to be very pink. Alright? Maybe it's going to have a lot of chrome yellow in it. A lot of chrome yellow. And a lot of that vermilion. Chrome yellow, vermilion. Those are the colors we're using. And we got just enough of our dark colors in there. We got just enough of all the blue and the little green and all that to really take things down a notch, okay? Okay. Now, here it goes, here it goes. Is this too dull of a color? Ooh, I think that's too dull. You know what we need to do? We need to clean this off. We need to clean this off. There it goes. Because I need something brighter. And I'm not getting it. Maybe we need to go down in here with our vermilion and our chrome yellow. And right here is where we're going to add a little bit of white. Because we need this vibrant flesh tone of chrome yellow and vermilion. Finally getting something nice. We're finally getting something. Alright. Alright. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a filbert brush. We're going to take old Phil. And he's going to pick up some of that flesh color. And you know what? You know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little bit more white than I think I need. All right? Old Filbert here, he's going to be a great boon to us while we're painting a figure today. Okay. He's going to be our general in this battle. Let's go down here. Let's find this little area right here where I think there's going to be a highlight. Maybe right here where her chin is. Maybe her chin is getting lit up a little right there. There. There's that color. Okay. And then maybe right over here we'll add a little bit more white. A little bit more white, maybe a little bit more yellow. Okay. Maybe right about, ooh, here. Ooh, we need to get that paint a little thicker, don't we? Yeah. And this great thing about Filbert is he can real easily slap things in. Okay. There it goes. There it goes. Now let's find a little bit more color. Say down right about here. Okay. And then right about, ooh, right in the middle here. There it goes. We're gonna throw that color down, and there's her arm. There's her arm. Okay. Notice that we're not getting rid of everything. We're kind of just letting the paint ride on top of that dark. And some of the dark is coming through, which is perfectly fine. Okay. And now we can go into that color over yonder here. And we'll take a little bit of the Vermilion, take a little bit of the ultramarine, but mostly we want some Vermilion in this. Okay. And right about here. If this isn't wet enough, if this is not wet enough, you know what we can do? We can take a little bit of the odorous turpentine, blend it in with the paint, and it'll come off the brush a little easier, like so. Just like that. Okay. Maybe we want a little bit more of that ultramarine, and then a little bit more of the Vermilion. I don't know. But I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Okay. I'm taking a little bit. Here. We'll make that especially dark. And we'll get just a little touch more Vermilion. Yeah, I know. I'm starting to get real fastidious with the way I'm painting. But that happens sometimes. Here. That's good. Now I'm gonna find a little bit of chrome yellow. All right. I'm gonna find a little bit of that violet too, using the Vermilion. Okay. And let's go ahead and here. Ooh, you know what? I want some more. I want some more of that Vermilion. There. That looks a lot better. There. Now we're just going to model the shadow side over with this color. Okay. And her neckline is going to go to right about there. Okay. She doesn't look like much yet, but she will. You just gotta have a little faith. Have a little faith. Okay? Now I'm gonna go a little bit further than I really need to, because I want to get, here, if you need a little bit more vermilion in there, go ahead and get it. It's gonna look fine there. I'm gonna go a little bit further than I need to, because I want to get as much of it covered as I need to. And sometimes you think you judge things the right way, but then you find out later, oops, I should have gone a little further. I should have gone a little further. There. Here, let me put down my palette for a second. Let me put down my palette. There. We got a lot of paint on the brush right now. A lot of paint. It's very liquid. Very liquid. Okay. Now a lot of this where I'm painting right now is going to be her hair. Alright. There it goes. There it goes. Let me make some judgments here, like right about there. Okay, cut across right there. That's good. Alright. Now, let me set Filbert aside, because I think we're gonna need to get our liner brush. Okay? Let me see here. I think, oops. I already got some paint in my hands. Whoops. Yeah, that happens. That happens, alright. Here. I should have set Filbert a little further off to the side. Alright. If you paint on yourself, just kind of wipe your hand off and keep going, because what other choices you got besides stopping everything just to wash your hands? Okay? You can wash your hands afterward. You're alright. Now, let's open up our odorless turpentine and get some of that vermilion. It might surprise you how much vermilion you really need. You might need some of that chrome yellow too. Get a little bit of chrome yellow, but a lot of vermilion. Okay, it's going to surprise you how much red you're going to see in the shadows. Okay, let's go right about here. All right, Thelma. Here's your moment. I think that her lips are going to be right about here. Say her lip, one lip is going to go right. This isn't going to be the finished product. This isn't the finished product. What we're doing is finding the placement of where she needs to go. All right. Now we're finding her nose. Maybe she goes to right about here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Where else do we need to go? Where else do we need to go? Maybe right about here. Take out my big old, well, not my big old round, but my little round. So I got a feeling I'm going to need it. Alright. And we'll get some yellow in here. And I'm just going to blend a little bit of an ochreish color down on the neckline. A couple little things right here. They're going to rise right about to her chin. Okay. And Because you know how you get old and, you know, your skin starts to get a little looser, so it starts to get a little bit more transparent too. Here. Things start to look a little different, which is fine. It's just part of getting old. And then you got some colors here in the jaw, the jaw, I'm trying to say. Man, I was getting a little tongue-tied there, probably because I'm just concentrating so much on doing Thelma right. Okay. And she's got some colors in here that you see, like maybe right about here. Okay, you got that color right there, and then the color down here. Alright. And maybe right about in here, you're going to have more of her yellow color kind of just shooting up in there. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. Okay. Let's maybe add a little highlight color using some red and our chrome yellow. You know, just a mix of all these earthy reds and yellows that are happening right now. Yeah. Maybe I want a little bit more of the white on that and a little bit more of the vermilion. Yeah, just to happen right there. Okay, do I think I have the right color there? I don't know. I don't know. But I'll add her a little boop on her nose right there. Okay, maybe I'll add it right there. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, let's add a little bit of yellow. Maybe to the side of her cheek over here. Maybe to the side of her cheek. Just using my round brush to do all this. Nothing too special. We'll make it a little bit brighter than we think we need to make it. We'll go right over here. Okay, right there. And maybe right in here, give her another little highlight like that. Alright. And over here we'll neutralize things and give her another little highlight over on her upper lip here. Okay, I think I want things to be a little grayer. A little grayer, that's all. Yeah, that's a little better, I think. Yeah, it's a little better. Here, we'll add some white to this. There. Okay. There it goes, right in there. Right in there, and then down below too. Okay. That's good. That's good. Here. Okay. Now, let me take a look here. I think what I want to do, I put my palette down because I need to think a little bit about what colors are going to come next. Like I think maybe right in here there's going to be a little bit of a, yeah, just a little bit of some reds. I think right in here, oh, I don't know. Maybe her nose needs to be a little lower. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lower her nose to right about, ooh. right about I'll lower her nose to right about there. Okay. This is the one thing about portraits, is that it can be a little tough because you got to get a lot of different stuff right. Okay. A lot of different stuff right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm already getting a little bit of pain in my arm. I don't even know how that happened. Goodness gracious. That's not good. Well, there's one for the bingo card for sure. No joke. Okay. Right about here, I think, is where the highlight for her nose is going to go. Tip of her nose. Alright. Alright, Louise. Let's go ahead and put some red lips on for you. Because maybe if we get our facial features down, that'll guide us to what we need to do next. Okay? Here, let me get a little bit more of the ultramarine in there. So we don't want this to be too bright. Right about here. It's going to be a little bit of a lip right there. We want to kind of just paint the lips in one big shape, and we'll add a gap if we need to. Alright, the ear is going to be right about here. So there. That's good. That's good. Alright. That's good. Okay. Then we'll take some chrome yellow. Make up an orange color. I want to take my palette back up so I can show you what I'm doing. I want to take these colors here. Now white is kind of permeating the whole thing right now. So we're really pushing for all these different colors here. And they're becoming more and more opaque as we put them on, like this. Like maybe like that, and okay. Then we got this little color over here. That orange is coming in right there. Then maybe we got this orange kind of coming underneath. You know, the human body or skin has a lot of fascinating different colors, and this is just one of them, really. You know, it's all kinds of varieties of oranges, and depending on the reflections, you can get all kinds of, you might have all kinds of violets too on your hand. It's really, really interesting. It's really kind of fascinating to behold. So you might want to take a look at the human body sometime and just kind of marvel at it. Kind of marvel at it, yeah. Okay. Alright. And we got those little things right there. Now what about our, I don't know, maybe we'll go right here and okay. Alright, we're starting to get the shape of her in here. That's really nice. Let's go in and maybe we can find her cheek, her other cheek right about here. Alright. Alright, Louise. I think we're on the right track now. I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to get you. I was having my doubts for a moment there, but I just had to keep the faith. Keep the faith. That's really what you have to do a lot of the time, because sometimes you'll get a little discouraged when you're painting. And you'll think to yourself, I don't know if I can do this. But as long as you keep going, as long as you have faith in yourself, you can do it. You can do it. Just keep saying it to yourself that you can. Don't tell yourself you can't. And if you ever turn out a bad painting, don't beat yourself up. It's okay to have bad paintings every now and then. Not every painting can be a winner. I want you to tell yourself that right now. I don't want you to beat yourself up over putting down a bad painting every now and then. Some paintings just aren't going to work out. That's just a way of life, especially when you're an artist. Okay? When you're an artist, you have bad paintings all the time. So don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. If you do get discouraged, just say to yourself, well, this time it didn't work out, but you know what? Next time it's gonna. Next time it's gonna, because I'm gonna find a way. I'm taking a little bit of the vermilion here. I'm kind of getting her lips. She's not really sad or frowning. She's just kind of looking out at the world. Oh, wow. We got some really nice things happening so far, I think. Okay? Yeah, we got some nice things happening so far. I feel like we want to get a little bit of this dark orange color. We want a little bit maybe of ultramarine in here. Yeah. We're making a lot of use. A lot of use. We're getting a lot of use out of the ultramarine and vermilion on this one, because there's so much shadow, you know? Well, usually I wouldn't try to paint something with such a shadow, but sometimes it's interesting enough that it merits the effort. Like backlighting can be a risky composition technique, or it can be a risky composition element, I should say. Alright, so we got this here. This is going to be right in line with, I'm going to go a little bit past her lip. And this is going to go right about over here. Okay? Ooh. Maybe. Yeah, maybe there's a little bit yellow in there. Yeah, maybe there is. What if there is? I don't know. Throw a little bit of yellow in there and find out. I tell you, this round brush is invaluable. You always want to try to have a round brush on you, because it's going to help you paint so many different passages, especially when you start doing portraits and stuff like this. The round brush and the filbert brush, they're great for this kind of work. Okay? I don't know. Do I have enough yellow in there? I want to have something with a little bit more chrome yellow. Here, let me lift up my palette again so you can see me mixing it. All right. There. I want just a little bit of the white in there. Not too much. Not too much. Okay. Alright. There. I think I got just enough of the yellow in there. Alright. Alright. Now down in here. Okay. And she's wearing sunglasses too, which is kind of an unusual compositional element also, which can make it a little difficult to paint, that's for sure. But you know me, I'm always up to a challenge, aren't I? Yeah, a little bit here. There we go. Oh boy. Yeah, we want some oranges in there. Because right around those sunglasses is where things are going to get a little more. Yeah, they're going to get a little bit more shadowy. I guess it's the right word. I'm trying to struggle for the word right now because I'm trying to focus, but you know, sometimes it's difficult. Okay. This is all part of impressionist painting right here, is trying to find just the right color at the right moment. Okay. Whew. I'll add a little bit more of the. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the vermilion and the. Hold on. I might have a little bit of color on my. I might have a little bit of color on my palette, on my arm that I didn't mean to be there. Let me get this off my hand first off. Man, this vermilion is getting everywhere. This vermilion is a messy color. Well, it's a very strong red, so be careful when you use it, because it can really dominate your painting if you're not careful. Yeah, I need to get it off my little finger hole there. Oh dear. There. That's a little better. As it's not getting everywhere. Getting on my arm again though. Okay. I don't think it got on my shirt. Thank goodness for that. Because usually everything gets on my shirt. Usually I just can't win when it comes to my shirt. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's take some red here. And right about where her nose is, we'll provide a little bit of an outline. There. Now maybe on her upper lip there's going to be a little bit of a something right here. What this is a kind of a dulled down mix. Maybe a real reddish mix. Okay. Yeah, we might want more of a violet mix on this. Alright. A little bit of a violet-y mix. Maybe a little bit more toward the vermilion on that. Okay. That's good. That's good. Alright. It goes all the way over here. Now we want to keep a little bit of a yellow highlight on that side. Alright. Okay. I want to keep a little bit of a yellow highlight. So I'll try to keep that. I'll try. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of yellow to maybe this incoming mix right here. Alright. Okay. And right about there. Okay. Maybe for the little highlight on her nose we can use a lot of that same color. Alright. So that Louise has got a little bit more of a look on her. Okay. Alright. Enough fooling around. Let's go ahead and take some of that vermilion. Oh, that's so strong, vermilion. Just can't get enough of it. We'll get some of the orange, or not some of the orange, but some of the chrome yellow on that. Okay. I think this is going to be a pretty bright one. Here. me get out my liner brush for this. Okay. There. I'm going to go underneath. I might even get some more red. Mix it in there. Okay. And right about at the edge right here. There. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this aside because this is far too tiny to paint with. Can we paint with it? Sure. Do we want to? Not really. It's a little tough to work with. I'm going to take some more of my Vermilion, my ultramarine mix. Ooh, that might be too much. We need more Vermilion in there. You can never have too much Vermilion, can you? Yes, you can. Don't ever think you can't have too much Vermilion. All right. Okay. You know, what we might do is we might take a little bit of our color and just mix it in with that, the orange color. There it goes. All right. And now we'll kind of just pull the bridge on a lot of this stuff down here. And maybe we'll pull a lot of her skin tone there. Okay. And a little bit of that. All right. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and let's clean off that brush. I'm not even cleaning it off really, I'm just kind of twisting it around. Some way to clean it off, right? Yeah. Got a lot of earthy colors, I like it. I love it. Alright. Now, I want to take some of this yellow down below. Some of this whitish looking fleshy color. Just a smidge of color on it. And I want to rub a little bit of it on the ear right about here. Okay? Now there's going to be a lot of different colors coming in here. But most importantly, right about here, is going to be that one and that one. Okay. I just want to rub off a little bit of that paint. So we got a lot of paint on the brush. A lot of paint still. Actually, I want to go ahead with my liner brush again. Because I think this might be a good time to get this dark color here. You know, we kind of just have this blackish color that we got going on. So we'll go in right here. And we just want to get her open mouth a little bit. Maybe she's not really doing anything. Maybe she's just taking a breather. Yeah, maybe she's just taking a breather, or maybe she's talking to somebody. Okay. And you know what? She's got a little bit of a nostril right here. And then there's a little bit of her nose right there. Okay. That's not looking too bad. That's not looking too bad. That's not looking too bad at all. maybe right about, say, here. There's this fold going down. Then right about here, there's this fold going down. Okay. Because you know how it is. We get a little older, and the skin gets a little looser, and things start to droop a little bit. And that's just the way of life. It's going to happen to us all. Okay. Let's go ahead and you know what I feel like doing? I feel like getting in her sunglasses now. Because, you know, we got a lot to do. And I'm going to take my little brush there. I'm going to take my big brush here. And I'm going to scoop up some of this dark paint here. And we're kind of going to just find the big shapes right in here. Alright. So maybe this one goes right about here. Maybe. Yeah. This one kind of goes right about to halfway up her face. Okay. Halfway up her face, just like this. Alright. Just like this. And then there he goes. I don't know why I called it a he, but there it goes. Alright, then maybe we can extend it a little further. This way. Maybe the edge of it stops right about there. And that other piece of sunglass goes right about here. Okay. And that extends all the way out there. All the way out there. There it goes. Okay. There. This dark color again right over here. She looks kind of like she's dressing like she's cool, huh? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Okay. I still got paint in her hair, so let's not worry too much about maybe all the little details quite yet. Here's what we can do. Here's what we can do. We can maybe add a little bit of white in here to all these little things going on. Alright? And maybe that's all we need to do. Maybe that's all we need to do right about here, because maybe there's a little bit of a highlight right there. Maybe there's a little bit of a highlight right here. And maybe we can get a little bit of a darker color and go right about in. Let's see if I can angle this right. Let's go right about there. Just like that. And yeah. Maybe there's one little thing right about there. Okay, and then right there too. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay. Yeah, that actually looks really nice. Okay. We got some nice things going now. Alright, let's go ahead and picture her hair, which is probably going to be right about, we'll scrub it in right here. Maybe we've already scrubbed in a lot of it. Maybe. Actually, let's go ahead and put in this. Well, let's put in the bottom layer of hair first. if that makes sense. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. All right. Okay. All right, so the hair is going to circle around this way. All right. There it goes. And it kind of goes right about like that. Yeah, like that. Okay. There it goes. There it goes. Let me wipe off this big brush right here. I might need that big brush again. Whew. There's another one for the bingo card. You know this is getting tough. And Thelma's getting anxious. She's tired of sitting for this painting. She's getting a little antsy, I'd say. Alright, let's take some of our black color. Some of our black color here. And let's imagine that maybe the brim of her hat goes right to about there. Okay? And it goes all the way over this way. Yeah, right about this way. Okay. Then right about in here. I'm not gonna get too close to her sunglasses there because I want to keep them intact. But right about, we'll stop right about here on her hat and then go up a little bit. Her visor, I should say. Because she's got to keep her eyes safe from the sun. You know how it is. You go out in that bright sun, and the sun is pretty aggressive these days, so you got to be a little bit more careful out there. You got to be a little bit more careful. All right. All right. Now we got a little bit of a color we can work with there. Let's go ahead and tell you what. Let's rinse off this. Okay. Because I want to get a few more colors on here that I can use to make her brim. And making her brim isn't going to be all that hard. It's just a matter of finding the right color. Like, we'll get some of this fleshy color and add a lot of white to it. And that'll get us pretty much where we need to go right there. Remember, always add a little bit more white than you think you need. Okay? So, right about like this. I know as long as you keep making those noises, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. There it goes. All right. Okay. Now we got a little bit of a brim on her. Thank goodness for that. Okay. Okay. We got that. We're in a good place. We're in a great place. Oh, I want to have a little bit more. Take a little bit of the blue, a little bit of the red, maybe a little white too. What the heck? Just to get it nice and thick. I want this to be kind of a greenish color with just a smidge of the red. We're going to make this a little brownish. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Okay. A little bit more blue. Add a little bit more red. There we go. There's our color right there. Check that out. Okay. Try not to get too overzealous with that color. If you cover up a little bit of the sunglasses, you know, you might have yourself a hard time later. Okay. Okay, I think well, let's go ahead and maybe continue it. There. We'll just soften that brim a little bit. That's all there is to that. Okay. I'm going to keep some of that color on my brush. Oops. You never know what kind of color is going to be useful on your brush. Oh, look at this. I think I got a little bit of paint in my hair. That's the first one for the bingo card right there. Here. Let's see. Yep, there it is. Goodness gracious. A little bit of paint in my hair. That's one of the trials and tribulations of painting right there. Sometimes the paint literally goes flying. It gets in your hair. How do you like that? Alright. Let's go ahead now and try to focus on the rest of this. Here, let's just get a little bit of white on this color here. Because maybe we want something a little grayish, right? Yeah, maybe we want to add a little bit of the yellow to this gray. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll add a little bit of the red too. I don't know. A little bit of the red? Yeah, maybe a little bit of the red. I don't know. Well, whatever you do, add a little bit more than you think you need, because you're probably going to need it. Yeah, for this color, I think we're not going to need a little bit more red and a little bit more yellow. Yeah, that's what this needs. It's going to be a very, very dull orange color. Okay. There. And I think that's about as dull as... God, it's so dull you kind of wonder if it's even the right color, you know? Here, let me get a little bit more yellow on that. Yeah, I think I got it. Alright. There. There it goes. And we'll go maybe yay high on this. So maybe it goes higher than we think it should. Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it goes right to about here. Okay, just like that. All right. Just like that. I can't believe I got paint in my hair. That is rich. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, let's go ahead and paint in this color here, this dark color. Let's go ahead and just paint that all the way down this way. All right. Yeah, look at that. Those are some handsome colors we've got going in here, huh? Yeah, I'll say. You know what I think I might start doing is I might just start using my big brush for the darker paints, my little brush for the highlights. Because I think I might go faster that way. Here, I want to get a little bit of a muted kind of highlight down here with just the yellow colors, you know. One of these muted ochre type yellows down here. Yeah. Like right where the folds are, like right here. Okay. Maybe like right here. There. Yeah, it's looking nice. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Alright, for our gray now, we're going to need a little bit more of this dark color going in here. I think we have just the right color that we need. So let's paint the dark color in, just like this. Alright. And when you paint a dark color or paint hair, you can just paint a lot of different things. You can just kind of streak it. Now remember that since we're painting the dark color first, we can kind of get in there and be a little bit more gung-ho about it. And like anything else, just variation in hair, like maybe it's going to have a little bit more of the alizarin crimson and the ultramarine in there. Maybe, yeah, maybe it'll be a little more bluish down here. So we can go ahead and throw some things down in there. Like that. And you can't hardly see any of them right now because they're so light. But they're there. Okay. Now, here's where things might get a little hairy. We need to take this color. Alright. I know I said I was going to use my big brush for highlights and stuff, but I guess that didn't happen, did it? Alright. And we're going to look for kind of a silver, kind of grayish yellow color. Alright. We're going to look for a silver, kind of grayish yellow color. And I know that really narrows it down, but it's going to have a lot of white in it. And it's going to be really, really muted with a little hint of it going toward yellow. Alright? So there might be a little bit of a tinge of green to this because we got so many dark colors in here. Sometimes it's one of those weird things that just happens when you paint with, you know, light colors like this. All right, so here's where this is going to go. Okay. All right. Now, with a light touch, go ahead and kind of just pull it so the hair kind of breaks up. Like imagine that her hair is just being pushed in the wind a little bit. Like right there. Right, just like that. Okay. Her hair is kind of swooping over that little strap in the back. And it's coming out again right here. Okay, just like this. All right. Maybe. And right in the back, there's going to be a different little color right there. But over here. Okay. And then right down in here. And then we can go back in and paint whatever we need to. And we can go ahead and paint whatever we need. We'll just wipe off a little bit of the excess on there. After we've already wiped off a little bit of the excess on the palette over here, we're going to be able to save those colors like I say, but sometimes we got other ideas about what we need. Alright, so this is going to kind of be its own color right over here. Alright. And we'll go in and maybe there's a little bit more brownish things going. I don't know. Maybe we got a little bit of yellow, we got a little bit of alizarin crimson down here. And that's going on too. Maybe right in here. Whoops. Yeah, that's quite a color to have in her hair, huh? Yeah, I'll say. There. There's one right there. And then maybe this one over here. It's got a little bit more blue in it. A little bit more of the ultramarine right in here. Okay. And we'll just mix up a little bit more of this color with the alizarin and the chrome yellow. And we'll add maybe a little bit of, did I get paint on my easel? That's a new one. That's a new one for the bingo card. We started doing that pretty late last season. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more white on there, and then maybe there it goes. Okay. Yeah. Just enough of a mid-tone to add a little bit of edge to those. There, that's nice. Okay. And then right here. Alright. I don't know. I think Thelma's looking pretty nice. Let's clean off this brush. We're not done quite yet. We still got a little something to do. I think we still gotta finish out her sunglasses over here for one. Okay. And we gotta insert some color right there. With a little something right here. Okay. And then we'll add a little bit of a vermilion stroke right in. I'm going to add some blue to that. It's a touch of blue. Okay, right in here. Actually, just going to extend it right in here. There it goes. All right. Let's add some chrome yellow, some vermilion. I know, Louise, you are getting anxious. I know. Just settle down. You can go soon. Oh boy, she's not happy that it's taken me this long to paint her. Well, I guess I wouldn't blame her. When you sit for so long, you get a little tired sometimes. I don't know if you know that, but when you ask to paint people, it really helps to give them breaks, because sometimes they'll get a little tired and sometimes they don't realize what they gotten themselves into is what happens. they realize, oh no, I've bitten off more than I can chew, and that's fine. But you have to be kind enough to give them some breaks now and then, because they're human. They get tired. Although it is a little frustrating sometimes when you want them to hold a pose, because, ooh, that pose is hard to find again. But you know what? You try not to let it bother you too much. Okay. I might do one more thing to connect her highlights and her chin. And then I think I'll probably move on to the rest of her. Okay. And a little bit of white and a little bit of vermilion together. And we might have a little bit of blue left over on this stroke here, but we'll go ahead and just, there it goes. There. And now we'll take some of the duller color that we have, some of the more muted colors, and we'll throw some things in there. Because maybe we're just trying to piece some of these elements together. There it goes. Yeah, she's looking pretty good there. You're looking nice, Louise. I gotta say, I'm a fan. I really am. Here. There it goes right there. And then maybe we'll take some of that color with the vermilion and the ultramarine and we'll mix it all up and we'll get her a little bit of a draw something for her chin right there. Okay. There she goes. There she goes. There she goes. All right. And then right about here. There it goes. Let's add this right here. And we'll take a little bit extra. A little bit of yellow. And a little bit of white. And get her ear right about here again. Okay. There she goes. Now, I think with that, let's clear off this brush a little bit. All right. Clear that off a little bit. And now let's get some of her, a few pieces of Louise that we might have missed. Okay. There's that. Okay. Then we might want to go down here and just get some of this. There it goes. All right. I just want to get a little bit of her arm again. Because it feels like maybe we didn't get enough of it the first time around. Okay. And let's see. A little bit of white to a bright mix of vermilion and chrome yellow that we had earlier. And that'll be a nice mix for her arm right there. Okay. Now let's see, what do we need to do? Let's go ahead and set this brush aside. I don't think we need that one right now. And tell you what, oh boy, I could have used this flush mix a little while ago. I forgot I had it. That happens when you paint. You get so into things that you forget the things that you have. Oh well. It's all water under the bridge now, I suppose. Anyway, let's take all these colors. Let's take, let's create a I'm going to take a little bit of the, I'm going to take the chrome yellow into this dark mix that we have. I'm going to add some white to it. Okay. And I think with that, we're going to have a nice color for our Louise's shirt here. Okay. I'm going to add just a little bit more, because you always want to add a little bit more than you think you need. All right. Okay, that's good. Here, let me scrape off, clean off my brush. Okay. All right, man. Portraits are hard. I don't know if you picked it up by now, but they are definitely difficult. There's nothing particularly easy about this one. No, this is one of the harder pieces that we've had to do on this show. That's okay. Now, luckily, since we've already done the hard part, we don't have to really worry too much now, because we've got a lot of what we needed to do. A lot of what we needed to do, it's already done. Really. We can kind of phone it in a little bit, so to speak. Who was that? I'm getting all kinds of colors in my background too. I'm repainting my background bit by bit. And by the time the last season of this show comes, this is going to be a completely different color backdrop than black. It's going to be a rainbow backdrop is what it's going to be. That's what you're looking at. Alright, so we got maybe a little bit of stuff right here. There's going to be all kinds of folds in her clothes, and maybe she's got some folds going right here, and this one's kind of rising up a little bit. Maybe it's rising up to about there. Okay. Maybe she's got a fold coming right about this way. Just like that. I don't know. Okay. And she's got a fold that's coming up like right about here. Like that too. And maybe right about, let's say right about in here is where the sleeve is going to be. Alright. And okay. There this goes. I'm going to put my palette down for a second so I can really focus on these folds here. Alright. Now maybe right about here. Right about there. Okay. And there's going to be another fold right about here. And right about here. And this last one's going to be going down right about there. Okay. Very nice. Alright, so now we can kind of just insert some of the little things that need to go in her shirt here. Like maybe we need a little bit of alizarin in here. I don't know. Maybe we need a little bit of alizarin. Maybe we need a lot of blue on this. That's what I think we might need. A lot of blue. Okay. And we'll need some chrome yellow. A lot of chrome yellow. And we'll add a little bit of white just to get that mid-tone effect. Right about there. Okay. There it goes. And right about in here. maybe we'll add just a little bit of the ultramarine back in, and the chrome yellow again, just to get this a little darker, with add the chrome yellow back in after we've added a little alizarin crimson. This is just a triad mix of alizarin crimson and ultramarine and chrome yellow. The way to figure these things out is time to kind of just fiddle around with it till it feels right. I know that's kind of a tough way to, that's not the easiest way to explain how some of this stuff happens, but that's really all it is you know, you paint one color, then you shift it another way, right? And you keep painting and painting until you've got a bunch of colors that are shifted in different directions, which is pretty much the gist of how a picture is painted. Okay. Here we go. Now anywhere you see like a lot of violet showing, you can go ahead and paint this little mid-tone color that I've created. Again, this is just a darker mix of the chrome yellow with the alizarin and the ultramarine. Okay, that's really all there is to it. So if you find yourself struggling, just remember painting is about getting the right mix of colors. So that's really all we do a lot of the time on here, is we find that right mix of colors. And sometimes that can be more of a challenge than other times. It's okay. There. Now we've got a pretty good mix of all these different colors like this, all right? Now look at all the different folds and things that we have going on. Isn't this interesting? This is fascinating, I know. There we go. I've got all kinds of little folds and all that business right here, and we've actually got this highlight color already available, don't we? Well, that's why I recommend that you save your colors. Okay, let me go ahead and let me clean off. Let me set down this palette knife because we're going to need it. Let me clean off the brush here. Oh, you can practically see the smile on Louise's face. Did I call her Thelma at all? I don't remember if I did. You know, sometimes I think about that movie Thelma and Louise a lot, and I just thought that Louise would be a fun name for her. But then I think about that movie Thelma and Louise, and sometimes I mix up the names because I keep wanting to put the two together. I know. It's actually a really great movie. I like that movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but I really liked it when I watched it. Alright, let's go ahead here and take a look at. Let's use some of this color that we got here, all mixed up and everything. Alright, so let's go in here and. Okay. I got some color here that we got mixed up, and then maybe. Alright. Now watch out for the sleeve here. Okay. Got some of that. Okay. Got that all mixed up. Alright. Alright, there it goes. Oops. We actually got this a little. Oh. If it's not perfect, let it go. Let it go. Okay. And there's this one right here. Alright. Okay. There's that. Oops. Well, that one got a little vivid right there, didn't it? A little bit. A little bit. That's okay. That's fun. Alright. I feel like one of these colors in here is going to have a little bit more of a these colors in here is going to have, one of these shadows is going to have more of a, ooh, I think it's going to have more of a violet feel to it. I was searching for the color. It's hard to think sometimes when you're having so much fun. Yeah, we have a lot of fun here. I have a lot of fun painting these. I like to show you how to do these things. And you know what I say is that this is just a way that you could paint. It's not the way you have to paint. And if you think it's the way you have to paint, just remember, you don't have to paint this way at all. This is just to give you a few ideas. And if you want to try it out for yourself, feel free to. Because you might like it. But it's not for everybody, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Okay, now we've got enough of that. Let's go ahead here and let me look at the old clock. The old clock's telling me we gotta move on here soon. Ooh, little hair. One of those trials and tribulations of painting. Getting hair in the paint and getting paint on the hair. Oh boy. God. Sometimes these hairs get really stubborn, they don't want to come off. Okay, got it. Alright. Alright, right here. Just like that. Okay. There it goes. Well, maybe let's get a little bit more of a darker color in here. Let's combine the alizarin and the ultramarine and get a little bit of the chrome yellow in there. What we're looking for is maybe just a little bit of a dark brown color. Yeah, just a dark brown color. Here, we'll get a little bit of the alizarin and shift that back toward the way we need it. So a little bit of the alizarin, that's all there is to it. Okay. I think we got the color we're looking for right here. Okay. Perfect. Right here. All right. There's the way. There's the way. Okay. Here's the way. There it goes. Look at that. Okay. Let's find our final shadow here. We want something with a little bit of ultramarine in it and a lot of alizarin crimson. It's going to be a kind of a midway point between alizarin and the ultramarine, but you also want to add that chrome yellow in there, because look now what this is going to look like. This is actually going to go all the way over here, all the way to about here. Okay. All right. It's actually going to follow the neckline. Check this color out. All right. Follow the neckline. That's all there is to this one. And after we got the neckline, maybe shape this a little bit. Shape that a little bit. There it goes. There. Maybe ultramarine there too. There it goes. Okay. I think we've about got ourselves a nice finished painting. If we want, we can go ahead and into some of these other colors right here, maybe add a little bit of the vermilion on this, and then we can take a little bit of that color at the 11th hour. Take some of that color. Just add a little bit as a shadow down here. There it is. That's all we got to do. Okay. I think with that, let's go ahead and sign our name, because I believe we've got ourselves a lovely finished painting. And you know what we do to sign our name? We dip our liner brush into the vermilion, and we go to the edge. And what I do is I just give myself a little initial right here, S.K. And that's all there is to it. Voila, the painting is finished. Alright, and with that, I want to thank you for joining me today, and I really hope that you had fun with me painting this portrait here. It's the first time we've ever painted a portrait on the show, and it was very difficult, and painting portraits are very difficult, but the more you practice at it, the better you'll get. Just have a little faith in yourself, and you can do it. Anyway, that's about it for this time, so until next time, with love from me to you, I will see you soon. Bye-bye.